No! You're watching Monday Morning Finish Line! Woo! That was so much fun.
Hi there, everybody! No, this isn't a Mickey Mouse channel. This isn't the Disney Channel, Caitlin. It's Mike Newman. It's Monday Morning Finish Line. It's September 17th. Hi, everybody. Great introduction by the Glenbard West Girls team. They won at Richard Spring on Saturday. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Yeah, some people do say that this show is like a Mickey Mouse fun club. Few people. Yeah, speaking of fun clubs. Any case, it really warmed up this weekend. It wasn't bad at Richard Spring at Detweiler. Very humid when I got down there. I got down there about 7 o'clock because I like to watch the sunrise at the Det. And you could see a little fog coming up, and my windows were starting to fog up. I got out of the car, and my glasses were fogging up. It was very humid for the girls' frost soft race. It warmed up a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, right in the middle of the girls' open race, kablammy. So it was about, maybe the heat index was about 85, 86 degrees by the time that the boys ran, but it was close to 80 degrees by the time that they ran. Two great varsity races. On the boys, we'll start with the girls, and we'll start with Caitlin Hart. You know, I was interested to see the dynamics of the racing. With Sertz. Sertz likes to go out and challenge people at the beginning. I didn't really think about Alice Abbott in there. Boy, is she running great so far this year. But Sertz, the game plan for Sertz was to try to stay with Hart as long as possible. The game plan for Hart was to run 5:20 pace, and Caitlin was like, well, I'm going to run 5:10 for the first mile. I'm going to go from there, and we're going to see what happens. And they wanted, Coach Haas wanted 5:20, 5:20, 5:20. She would have gotten close to 16 minutes, and that would have really been exciting. But to run 16:14 basically on your own, not being pushed, you won by 33 seconds. What was it, five runners, five girls runners at 17 minutes or under. You had Nagovitich, Ali Nagovitich of Grant was under. Katie Hohe was right at 17 minutes. Samantha Poglitsch, Wheaton-Warrenville South was 16:53. And we said it before, Alice Abbott, boy, she is running with so much confidence right now at 16:47. It was interesting too, because I talked to Samantha and I talked to Katie and Caitlin afterwards, and Samantha and Katie were working off each other during the race. Here's first what Sam had to say, and then Katie.
I couldn't have done this race without Katie Hohe, for a fact. She was just up there, and like I said to her, I was like, we belong up there, and we just kept taking people on, and honestly, Katie, like, I honestly couldn't have done it without her. So, and like, honestly knowing, and that my whole team's behind me, we've all progressed so much, just to know that they're like going to be seconds behind me, and just coming in, it's just like amazing.
Pretty much what I did, me and Sam Poglitsch worked together a little bit. So.
Sam was telling me, talk a little bit more about that, because I just talked to Sam and she said that you were talking to each other during the race.
Yeah, we were. So, yeah, Sam and I go way back. We ran on the club team in middle school together. She's the best. So, yeah, pretty much she found me that first quarter mile and she goes, let's go get them together. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. So every time one of us would surge, we would kind of just go like this, and we would help each other. And, you know, she had a little bit more of a kick than me at the end, but I really could not have done that without her. So, yeah, thank you, Sam.
Okay.
So it's pretty, I mean, two different teams, it means running for a team title, separated by 2 points, and they were working off each other. But it's a cool thing. And that teamwork always stays with you. Where's the girls thing? So, Glenbard West, they ran a 98-second split off of Hohe. But when you have your second runner at 17 minutes, that's saying a lot. That's pretty good. Glenbard West, or Wheaton-Warrenville South, So they had a 67 split on 2 on 5 off of Money Smith, Laurel Money Smith, who finished 11th. Poglitsch was 3rd. So you had that split, and so at 3 to 4, after 3 runners scored, if you scored it by 3 runners, 4 runners, 5 runners, through 3 runners, Glenbard West was 30 to 34 lead. After 4 runners, Wheaton-Warrenville South was up by 1, 78-79, and at the end there was only a 4-place difference between 52nd place, Hoffman or Connolly, I can't remember which one, and the 5th runner, Kulkarni of Wheaton-Warrenville South, was 56. So a 4-point difference. That little swing, 3 points. If it would have come down to a tiebreaker, Wheaton-Warrenville South would have had the advantage. So 2 points there. Glenbard West, Coach Haas was satisfied with his team's performance. Coach Harvey from Wheaton-Warrenville South said, we didn't have a team race. We didn't have a team race today. We had 7 individual races. So usually when something happens like that with that program, the next week's race is pretty special to watch. And they're going out to Ohio, the Twilight Meet, or the Centerville Night Races, or whatever, I can't remember what it's called. And they have a good chance to win that. Centerville is supposed to be ranked. They looked okay at Trinity Valkyrie in Louisville on Saturday. So it'll be interesting. Glenbard West, they don't race again until Twilight. April Twilight's going to be a gas. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The boys race. Watch the finish.
And it's Methner and Kern. Josh Methner at 14:28. And Methner's going to get this 37-38. Kern at 41. Howe at 44. The first Mason at 48. Liking at 50.
So Kern was trying to make a move, but Methner made a killer move. First coming off the turn, going across the field, almost with a half mile to go, and then he made another turn, another move, with about a little more than 600 meters to go, and he won the race. He basically said, I was just going to run to win. It was tactical. I was staying on Matthias Powell from Muhammad Seymour's shoulder. So, I mean, with the weather conditions, you don't, I mean, it's nice when you get good conditions like the week before at First to the Finish, when it was 65 degrees, when it was overcast, and the course was getting harder, then you can go for some fast times. The conditions that were there, you know, you don't have that. So on the girls' side, Oswego got 3rd with 224 points. A nice little package. Isabel Christensen was 9th overall. Ellie Hale and Rebecca Corbett, 22nd, 23rd. Nice little pack there. Wasn't their best race. And then Oak Park River Forest. I thought it was a little bit of a surprise. They were 2nd or 3rd. They were 3rd at Fenton, and then they beat Bennett Academy last Saturday at Royal Content. I'm thinking, well, Bennett ran on Thursday. 48 hours later, they had to come back. But what a nice pack of 25-26 second split for Oak Park. Jeez, that's pretty good. On the boys' side, the St. Charles East is for real. And boy, is Wheaton-Warrenville South for real, too. Jeez, Maurice. Watch this interview that I did. It's about a 3-minute interview with Wheaton-Warrenville South.
Scott Mason, I'm a senior.
Billy Hollenstein, I'm a junior.
Sean Mason, is twin, I'm a senior.
Jacob Parkon, I'm a junior.
David Zeller, junior.
Jared Peasley, junior.
Ethan Sang, junior.
You didn't have Scott and Sean with you last week. What kind of confidence did you get from that race? You had a nice split on 4.
Well, we just kind of worked on just running together since we knew we didn't have two of our top guys. Just make sure working as a pack, find other guys to step up. Ethan wasn't there either, so we had to bring up someone else from JV and GR.
William?
I feel that we have a very strong team overall, and not just one or two people are in on it. We just have a big, really good pack.
This is your first real big meet of the season. What was the strategy coming into it, besides winning and all that other stuff?
Well, our main goal was just to have a tight split. You know, we've been practicing all together, like during workouts and stuff, and we just wanted to replicate that during the race. And I thought, we just wanted to stay together as a team.
I think you guys did do that.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we didn't get out over our heads. We heard that last week people had gotten up pretty fast, so we wanted to make sure just control at the mile, everyone packed together, work the bottom little loop over there, the triangle, and then just come out, finish through. So.
I mean, together was the main goal.
Yeah. I mean, last week they went through about 4:40 at the mile. What did you guys go through?
We were about 45.
45.
Yeah.
So nice even, kind of towards the front. What happened in the second mile? It kind of slowed down. You guys started to move
Slowed
up.
down and kind of strung out a little bit, but towards the end we got back through.
Yeah, we had a couple, just one here, one there. We kind of started to bring it back together once we got towards the top of the hill.
Fifth, sixth runners today. Guys, you were fantastic at the end there. I mean, to have a tight pack and to have 6 runners within the first 20, first 25. What was that going through your minds coming into this race?
Not at all.
Actually, we expected like a tight pack. Probably not quite as tight as we had, but we definitely.
We were expecting I personally was expecting about like a 30-second split instead of what we had.
I think we were about 16.
20. So I'm really happy with that.
16-second split on 5.
I think so. I'm really happy with that.
Those kind of splits win state championships. You knew coming into last spring and coming into this year that the bullseye was going to be on you guys. How did you treat those expectations this summer and then coming into this race today?
Illinois always has great teams, and we didn't want to get too over our heads. And we know that teams are always going to be gunning for us and gunning for the top position. And there's tons of teams out here in the state that are really good teams. So.
And also for like the past couple years, we've always been trying to get up there with those top teams, and now that we're up there with all of them now, it's we're kind of going full circle with all of this. So I think it's just good learning experience, and it's fun to have so many great guys right beside me here.
Great.
Is this satisfying?
Oh yeah. We came so far. 4 years ago, me and Scott were only 13th at the sectional meet. We were as a team, and to see us come this far, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, right behind you in a couple of months there, that's where the podium is going to be for. I'm sure that went through your minds last year when you got third.
Yeah. Yeah, but our goal all last year was walk the stage, get up there. So going for that again.
I think you might be back there in November if you guys stay healthy and you do the right things. It's once in a lifetime thing. St. Charles North in a couple of St. Charles North in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
We have a small Wednesday meet this coming Wednesday, just for senior night and all that. It's just small. So
well, enjoy this moment. There's plenty bigger moments to come this year. I know for you guys, but you look super. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. They're the real deal. You have 5 runners in the top 12 in a good race. You have 4 runners under 15. You have a 13-second split on 5. They're a top 5 national team right now, and we'll see. Time knows they're not racing again until St. Charles North in about 2 weeks, and then they have their conference meet, Duquesne Conference, and then they have regionals where they're going to have to tune up against Glenbard West at Lake Park. Regionals and sectionals are going to be pretty tough there. So St. Charles East, the real deal. If they put their Micah Wilson, he's a freshman, won the Frosh Soft race in 15:24. That cuts St. Charles East split down 11 seconds. They like to run a nice pack. They're the real deal. I don't know where they're going to end up in the rankings. I have an idea, but I'll have to wait till Tuesday. But they really ran a great race. 5-6 finish by Bob Liking and Malone. Great job by them. Neuqua Valley, we said, that 60-second split, at St. Louis, and because of the mud. Watch it come down a little bit. Boy, did it come down. 32-second split off of Michael Mediol, oh jeez, I screwed that up, and Chris Keeley. And then watch this kid during the year, Nicholas Dovolovsky. Jeez, get some good names here. He hasn't run cross country before. He ran track for the first time. He played soccer last year, but he had like 23 seconds off of their front two runners. 32-second split. No superstars on the team, but they do know how to run as a pack, and they're going to be tough down the stretch. Hersey fourth. 74-second split off of Methner. Pretty good. It's better than they were the week before at Fenton. And then Sandberg fifth. They had a 15-second split on their first four. 37-second split on their five off of the Giblin brothers. And you're going to have to, they'll race, they're going to come back and race at Peoria in 2 weeks. So we'll see how their split is, and we'll see if they move up a little bit more time-wise. And then there's York. Yeah, I think I'm going to say it. I had a few people ask me, well, why did you rank York 17th? That other place didn't rank them at all. Well, it's the other place, okay? You need to look at the big picture with York. They had 4 runners in this race. They got 6th overall. They ran a good team race, both on the varsity level and the frosh soft level. They won with 44 points. Jeez. 4 runners under 16 minutes. Kern was back, second in the varsity race, and 4 runners around 52 to 55, both on frosh soft and varsity. So you have Hill, who ran 15:26, who was second behind Wilson to St. Charles East. Excuse me, it's been a long day, and then you go from there. So York has a nice team. When they bring that up together, we'll see how that formula works. But they showed some nice pack running, both on the frosh soft level and the varsity level. You have 8 runners under 16 minutes this early in the year, and in conditions like that, that's pretty good. So keep an eye on the Dukes. So let's look at some other meets. Minooka. Yorkville girls really look good. Sarah Clem, they won. Helena Clarnomis was 5th place in the championship flight for the Lady Foxes, but then they won every other flight. No, every other but one flight. Their 7th flight. Nicole Grier got 2nd in that. Yorkville looked pretty good. 12 points. Batavia had 20. Lyons Township 22. And Lyons Township slowly bringing in Sarah Barcelona, slowly bringing her back, and she was running in the 4th flight. So when she is at full steam, it'll be interesting to watch that LT team. On the boys' side, Tommy Brady. He's not going to be sick forever and ever and ever. Runs 14:54, good time at Shanahan Park. Wins by 6 seconds over Jack Roberts. Brady made a move in the last mile. There's a nice little loop after you come off the big field. You go back into the woods for a small little loop. You come back out. You head towards the finish. And Brady had it won by 6 seconds. Maine South, 20 points. Downers Grove North, 21. Downers Grove North didn't have Moravec in the lineup again. So being cautious with him. Other meets. Bureau Valley. 3 points only separated Eureka, who won last week at first to the finish, and Rock Island, who got 3rd in that first to the finish meet, and just had a down race. Well, they fought back at Bureau Valley. Great race by Emma Argo. 18:26, I think a 49-second win over Carly Hay of Sterling Newman. On the boys' side, Stanford Olympia, won a nice pack, 64 points. And it depends what happens. We have Clinton Central is the #1 team right now in the state. #2, Monticello ran at Peoria. Garrett Dixon was under 15 minutes, 14:59, which is nice. Their pack is a little bit back, a little bit more condensed from 2 to 5 at Peoria. Not bad for the Sages. But Stanford Olympia is an up-and-coming team. I mean, they're 3rd right now. Do they move up to #2? You got to check on Tuesday. At Edwardsville, nice girls race. Abby Corrick, Edwardsville, 18:58, 19:02 for Jenna Schwartz. What a great race. And the conditions were warm down there, and on those hills at SIU Edwardsville, those are impressive times. Roland Prenzler, 16:12, Jack Pfeiffer, 16:27, go 1-2 in the boys' race. And Edwardsville won both boys and the girls' titles over Rockbridge out of Columbia, Missouri. Caneland. Rory Cavan said after first the finish, the team next week needed to work on their pack, and they ran at Caneland. I mean, it's largely 2A schools. You hit Glenbard West with a 25-second split. So I'm not reading anything into that. It was a 25-second split. They won, I think they scored 35, 40 points. DeKalb was like 91. So they won pretty easily. Caneland was third. Was ahead of Bennett Academy, who's number 2 in the state. Does Caneland move up? Find out Tuesday. On the girls' side, Bennett Academy came back, 41-second split on 5. 43 points, DeKalb second in that race. And then Catherine Olson, 17:43 to win it by a lot. So that's it with the meet reviews. We'll have a meet recap of some of the other meets. You can check that during the morning today at ilxctf.com. So I'm going to sleep on Friday night. Going to sleep early because I knew I had to be up early to get on the road to get down to Peoria. And 9:20 Roland Hopkins, who runs the great site Illinois Cross Country Speed Rankings. Mike, the sectional assignment's up. That sectional assignment's up, and my phone is tweeting, and I'm like, oh god. But then, of course, I run to my computer and saw that. Nothing really surprised me. Nothing really changed in 3A. I mean, you have the normal west and Hohe going south. You still have Lockport going south. That'll help them out. You have Plainfield South staying north. And nothing else changed. Jones and St. Ignatius. Yeah, be careful for what you wish for, because they go up into Niles West, and Niles West sectional, after this week's rankings, you could have 4 or 5 teams in the top 12, top 13 in the state there. You have Glenbard West, you have that juggernaut, Wheaton-Warrenville South, but who knows what will happen after that. 2A, a lot of questions. What was in August, I went through and I mapped out, what could the sectionals look like in 2A? And I hit it pretty much on the nail. Caneland, with the smart move of the year, getting a sectional site, replacing Wheaton Academy. So they get out of that sectional up north, which has always been tough. And the same with Burlington Central. They're hosting a regional. They get into that sectional. Smart moves by both those teams. Makes their journey down to Peoria a little less stressful. 1A, everybody that I talked to, Elmwood, it's the sectional, and I'm not going to use that, SOD. Not going to use it, Wouldn't be prudent to do that. It's a tough sectional. Everybody has, the name of the game the last weekend in October is to be one of the top 5 teams in your sectional. And that's the goal. And then you get downstate, or you're going, okay, our team is strong enough to make it down, we just need to run a good race to make it down, and then let the chips fall where they may the following week. And so I don't like the SOD term. Somebody, I can't remember who had the term or whatever for it, and some sectionals are going to be tough. There's going to be some sectionals like the Fenton sectional in 2A, which is, congratulate, if you're a halfway decent team, you're going to make it down there. It's just not a strong sectional, but that's the way the IHSA patterns it, and I don't see any other way of doing it. You can't form a committee to say, well, we're going to take the top 25 teams in the polls, and well, we're not going to talk about that either. Yeah, so let's just let that fall. You know, the sectional rankings will be out this week, give you an idea where the tough sectionals are, tough regionals. Top 10 sectional rankings, and those will be out Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. What else? I forgot else. Oh, we had one more interview.
And so...
Hey, want to do an interview with me?
No.
What's up? No, that wasn't at Peoria, though I heard that phrase being said a number of times. I heard that at the state track meet after the 2 mile, the 3A 2 mile too. But you know, never mind. So what do we have on tap this week? We have Palatine, Meet of Champions, St. Xavier from Kentucky coming back up. They had a 30-second split on 5 at Trinity Valkyrie. Are they going to be that tough? You've got Hersey there. You've got Maine South. You've got York. I doubt York is going to run their top 7 guys there. They'll probably keep their Frost South guys down. But you'll have a good field there. You have Hinsdale Central. Hinsdale Central, we don't know what they are like. So I can place them somewhere, and they probably don't give a darn where they're ranked right now. But that should be their first real race with their top 7. So be interesting to watch them too. Mundelein. Mundelein got 16th at the Woodbridge Classic, and those times are just ridiculous. I think St. Clair was their number 1 runner at 14:37. So those times are fast. That course is fast. I want to, for ranking purposes, I have a formula for that course, and so I'll go through it, and we'll see where Mundelein falls, and or where they're at state-wise. But Mundelein is there also. So it's a good meet. Boys side, girls side, we see LT. Palatine is 5th at Richard Spring. And we'll see what happens with them. But Lyons Township is there. Dunlop comes up. They will be there. Oswego, who got 3rd at Peoria last week, they will have their girls team there. So should be a great weekend. You also have the meet at Whitney Young hosts at the First Fleet Invitational. Rockford Christian will be there. Rockford Christian looked pretty good in winning at Woodstock over the weekend. Where else? Elmwood this weekend. No, Elmwood's the following weekend. East Peoria is this weekend. That's the middle of the state invitational. And the St. Joseph Ogden Classic, Tolono Unity, number 1 in the state. And they got Jordan Harmon back. Welcome back to racing, Jordan. That's read her blog on Friday. It was really a touching blog. And she's taken everything out of her hands. She's trusting God in everything that she's doing right now. That's a pretty good thing to do. So hopefully Jordan just takes her time coming back. But she raced for the first time at Tuscola. Yeah, they were at Tuscola. So I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll have rankings, state rankings out Tuesday morning. We'll have behind the rankings on Wednesday. We have Brenna Cahoon's Athletes blog. Downers Grove South didn't race this week. I wonder what they're going to talk about, what she's going to talk about. Then Thursday we get going. We get ready for the next weekend. Put your hand on 7 episode. There are so many things coming out every day at ilxctf.com, but that's a cool thing. That's a real cool thing, and thank you for your support on all of that. So until the next time we talk, I'll see you at Palatine on Saturday. If it's well out, I may be at the Naperville Girls meet at Naperville North on Friday night. That should be a good meet too. So the next time that we talk next Monday, same time, same bat channel. It's Mike Newman from Monday Morning Finish Line. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
See you real soon. Why? Because we like you.